I'm Paul Connolly, Professor of Education and Director of the NIHR Global Health Research Group on Early Child Development for Peacebuilding at Queen's University Belfast. We have a core team here at Queen's which is very interdisciplinary. It draws together education, social work, public health, economics and psychology. But we're delighted and honoured to also be global partners with UNICEF worldwide and also with YALE, Harvard and New York University who are working with us, as well as Early Years, the organisation for young children. We're currently working in 6 countries, and they are Egypt, Mali, Timor-Leste, Vietnam, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. And we also have colleagues now, a 7th country we're developing relationships with in Colombia. And for each country, our focus is developing and supporting the development of high-quality early childhood programmes and having a research support around that where we can demonstrate the impact of those programmes. What holds us all together is this belief that investment in high-quality early childhood development programmes can have long-lasting effects. We know this already from international research, that if we invest in early childhood, we will see not just immediate benefits for children and their carers, but also long-term benefits in terms of greater educational achievements, greater job opportunities in the future. So we know that early child development programmes can help to contribute to sustainable development in low and middle income countries. What makes our programme unique is that our focus is not just that, but how we feel that early childhood programmes can also lead to social cohesion and peace building.
My name is Ines Higazi. I work as an education specialist in UNICEF Cairo office. In Egypt, ECD is a priority for our development framework. Our project in the coming years is about developing home-based nurseries for children age 0 to 6 and developing a comprehensive program for the children which would include education, health, nutrition, child protection, and of course a parenting education program. This program will be empowering the communities, particularly women, in taking the lead in developing the early childhood in their communities and bringing the community closer to each other and having stronger relationships around a very very important common cause, which is the well-being of their children. A research component for this program is key to ensure that design is well done and to assess the effectiveness and efficiency of the program and its impact on the children's development, as well as on the social integration processes that will take place as a result of the program.
My name is FRIEDRICH. I'm an education expert working with UNICEF headquarters in New York. And I'm here visiting Belfast and working with Queen's University on a new partnership. This new partnership is building around our shared goal to develop a measurement framework which helps us to measure the implications early childhood development programming has for social cohesion. Traditionally, we have always looked at how early childhood development programs enhance early child development, psychological health and otherwise, but we have very little experience how these interventions also can help to transform relationships between caregivers and between groups. With the Sustainable Development Goals, all UN agencies are for the first time asked to consider how their services contribute to peace, justice and social inclusion. And this is a very, very exciting new challenge for us, because in UNICEF we are working in the area of water, health, nutrition, education. How do those services contribute not just to water, health, nutrition, education, but also how do they contribute to peace and to social cohesion. One area which we are trying to also suggest is that early childhood development can make contributions to peace building. And indeed, in the social development goals, we, for the first time, besides the goal 16, which is on peace, we also have early childhood development. And Ban Ki-moon has recognized the significance of early childhood development for social transformation. We know from research from the neurosciences that, and from social psychology and from experiences UNICEF had itself when it was programming ECD programs in fragile and post-conflict contexts, that early childhood development can be leveraged for building peace among individuals and groups. But we have not yet developed instruments which we can give to our country offices to measure the relevance of early childhood development, not just for human development, but also for the transformation of relationships. And we are very excited that with Queen's we have found a partner who shares this interest, this curiosity. We want to develop together with Queen's University and the Early Childhood Peace Consortium and researchers from other parts of the world like Harvard, Yale, New York University and other universities, a measurement framework, and we want to pilot test it in 6 countries, Mali, Timor-Leste, Egypt, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan and Vietnam. And we hope to publish this in 2 or 3 years from now, and thereby with this evidence generate more interest and also respect for the idea that early childhood development makes a contribution to social cohesion.
I'm Anh Lan. I'm an education officer of UNICEF in Vietnam. This is really a great pleasure and opportunity for me to attend this international research network meeting conducted by Queen's University Belfast. I think that this is really a very good time for, and also the great support from Queen's University to build the capacity of the national researchers, including Vietnam. And through the support of Queen's University, we've been able to mobilize more funds for the work that we are doing for the children.
My name is KEIS. I'm an education specialist for UNICEF Mali. And this partnership via UNICEF and Queen's University is helping us really develop for the first time scientific linkages between early childhood development and social cohesion and peace building. There's been no shortage in previous studies in country in Mali on the linkages between armed conflict and peace building, but this is the first time that we're taking an angle that's focused on the child and early childhood developmental programmatic approach. So for us, it's very interesting to create these linkages for UNICEF. Early childhood development is a priority in country, something that we want to support. And within the Malian context, where we're working in areas of armed conflict, of chronic insecurity, where we know that young children are being exposed to high levels of toxic stress in very dangerous environments, these studies are going to help us to document how interventions for a young child, 0 to 5 years of age, 0 to 8 years of age, can really improve their development and indirectly and directly contribute to social cohesion.
I'm Leotis Helene. I'm the Chief of Education with UNICEF Timor-Leste. Basically, Timor-Leste is one of the countries where the study on ECD and social cohesion is going to be undertaken. So Timor-Leste is one of the youngest countries in the world. It's just 15 years old. It's technically still listed as a fragile country. So this topic of how ECD, how interventions for children really helps bring peace, sustainable peace to a country is very much suited to the Timor-Leste context. And so we are very interested and very happy to be part of this whole initiative and the network, and really looking forward to the support, but also how it will help build the capacity of researchers within the country. As a new country, there's not much strong, how do you say, research expertise, with the universities. So this initiative is really a useful intervention to help also build national capacity.
The mission of this consortium is to create a movement to show the world that the early childhood development and investing in the early years of life has a transformative power to build peace in the family, in the community and at large. We're very happy with the partnership with Queen's University, with Professor Paul Connolly, Dr. Laura Dune and Dr. Sarah Miller. This study with 6 countries can bring to the world the evidence that if we invest in the early years of life, then we can create cohesion in the society and in the communities.
We wouldn't be able to carry out this kind of study without the technical support that Queen's University is going to bring to UNICEF. Their ability and their previous history in studying the linkages between ECD and social cohesion is going to help us contextualize their previous experiences and their work in this field to better support the work that we're doing in country, and not only giving us technical advice with UNICEF, but also building the capacity of national partners, national universities, academics, that are then going to be engaged in carrying out this kind of ECD and social cohesion research.
Different researchers from the different institutions in Vietnam under the supervision and the technical support from Queen will be of great added value to the work that we are doing with the government in Vietnam, because it is the government of Vietnam who is now approaching UNICEF in Vietnam to ask for the support, not only in terms of the development of the national ECD policy, but also in terms of demonstration of a really good integrated early childhood development program for children.
SIOBHAN FITZPATRICK, Chief Executive Officer with Early Years, the organisation for young children. We in Early Years are delighted with this new partnership with Queen's on the Global Health Project. We're delighted to be able to share the work that we developed here in terms of growing a culture of respecting difference with young children, and our ability now to share that with the 6 countries involved in the project. We're very excited with the relationship with UNICEF and believe that the project will allow us to bring new learning back to Northern Ireland. We've developed a very strong working relationship, strong partnership with Queen's over the last 10 to 15 years. Where their research expertise has really helped us grow and develop the work that we've been doing in early years in Northern Ireland and indeed internationally.
So obviously as academics we're interested in the science behind what we do. We want to add original knowledge and scientific evidence to our work around early child development for peace building. But what really drives us is our commitment to change, to real-world impact. We want to see real-world impact in each of the countries we're working in. We want to see measurable improvements as a result of our research in the lives of children, their carers, their families and their communities. We want to see impact on national early child development policies in the countries, and we've got real clear pathways to impact about how we're going to achieve that. But even beyond that, we want the countries to learn from each other. We want to shape global agendas. And we feel that we can do this in our strategic partnership with UNICEF. We've got a real opportunity here to impact upon the UN. And one of our goals is a UN resolution, which really for the first time would set out the importance of early child development and peace building.
This is my first time in Belfast. It's beautiful. I wish I was able to stay longer.